You did something recently that you have already dismissed. You told yourself it was small, that it did not count, that nobody even saw it, and you moved on like it never happened. Chosen one, I need you to hear this slowly. I know there was a moment, maybe within the last few weeks, when you chose the harder right over the easier wrong, and no one clapped. No one even looked up. You swallowed it. You kept walking. And somewhere inside you filed it under things that do not matter. Heaven filed it somewhere else. That is what this message is about. Something was recorded concerning you, and the record was not made the way human records are made. By the time we are done here, you will understand three things. You will understand why the acts nobody witnessed carry the most weight in the eyes of God. You will feel a very old ache in you finally get named and finally start to close. And you will be given one simple practice you can do tonight to receive what was written over you, instead of letting it pass you by like every other blessing you talked yourself out of. But first I want to name something you live with, because I suspect no one has ever said it to you out loud. At night, when the house goes quiet, your mind replays your failures in high definition. The wrong word you said years ago, the opportunity you fumbled, the person you could not save. It replays these without mercy and without your permission. Here is the strange part. It never replays your quiet obediences. It never replays the day you stayed kind under pressure, the promise you kept when keeping it cost you, the money you gave when you were the one who needed it. Those clips do not exist in your inner library. Have you ever wondered why? You have probably assumed that this is just how memory works. It is not. There is a specific reason your inner court only files evidence against you and loses every testimony in your favor, and that reason has a name. I am going to give you that name in a few minutes, because once you hear it, you will stop blaming yourself for a wound you did not create. For now, hold on to this small piece of relief. The fact that you cannot remember your faithfulness does not mean it was not counted. The count was never your job. It was never your bookkeeping that heaven relied on. You see, most messages tell you that God is watching over you, and you nod, and nothing changes. This one is different, and I will tell you why it is different. This one is not about being watched over. It is about being watched closely. There is a difference between a guard and a witness. A guard protects property. A witness records testimony. You have prayed for protection your whole life while starving for testimony, and you did not have the language to say so. That starvation has shaped you more than you know. It is why compliments slide off you, but criticism sticks for a decade. It is why you can pour into everyone around you and still feel like a ghost at your own table. I am not guessing about you. I have seen this pattern in the ones who are marked for something, and it is so consistent that when I describe it, they always ask the same question. How did you know? If something in your chest just loosened a little when I said that, I want you to mark this moment. Type the words "it was seen" in the comments right now. Not for me. Write it as a receipt, because the rest of this message is going to show you exactly what was seen, when it was seen, and why the timing of you finding this today is not an accident. So let us open the wound gently and then close it properly. Think back to the thing you did. Maybe you held your tongue when you had every right to burn a bridge to the ground. Maybe you kept showing up for someone who has never once asked how you are doing. Maybe you gave, quietly, out of an account that could not afford the giving, and afterward you felt nothing. No warmth, no sense of reward, just the flat grey feeling of a day, like any other day. And because you felt nothing, you concluded it meant nothing. That is the exact place where the enemy of your soul loves to stand, whispering that unfelt means unseen, and unseen means uncounted. You have believed that whisper for years. You call it being realistic. You call it managing your expectations so life cannot disappoint you again. I want to be careful here, because I cannot show you a page from the books of heaven, and anyone who claims they can is lying to you. What I can show you is a pattern that runs through the whole of Scripture and through every life I have watched God shape. And the pattern is this. The economy of heaven runs on a completely different accounting system than the economy of earth. Earth counts what is visible, loud, and large. Heaven counts what is hidden, quiet, and costly. I call this the unseen ledger. The unseen ledger is the record kept of every act that human systems have no category for. There was a day when Jesus sat down opposite the temple treasury and watched people give. The wealthy poured in heavy gifts, and the sound of their giving filled the room. Then a widow dropped in 2 small coins, an amount so trivial the officials would not have bothered writing it down. And the only one watching who mattered stood up and declared that she had given more than all the others combined. Notice what happened there. The official ledger recorded the rich. The unseen ledger recorded her. 2 accounting systems ran in the same room at the same hour, and they disagreed completely about what had just taken place. You have spent your whole life reading your story off the wrong ledger. So those years when you were faithful and invisible, those seasons when you did the right thing, and the only reward was more weight, they were not wasted pages, they were entries. You were not overlooked. You were being observed. Read that again slowly, because it rewrites decades. And here is what I want you to do with this tonight, because insight without action evaporates by morning. Before you sleep, name 1 act from the unseen ledger out loud. 1 thing you did right that nobody witnessed. Do not explain it. Do not shrink it. Just name it, and then say, "It counted." That small ceremony sounds like nothing. It is not nothing. It is you moving your account from the ledger of men to the ledger of God. Something just landed in you. I know, because this is the point in the message where the ones this is actually for. Always feel it. So seal it while it is warm. Type IT was recorded in the comments. Exactly those words, because in a moment, I am going to show you why your own memory has been working against you and who taught it to do that. Let us talk about your memory and why it prosecutes you but never defends you. The common explanation is that you are just negative, or that you have low self-esteem, or that you need to think positive thoughts, and the problem will dissolve. You have tried that. It lasted about 4 days. The reason it failed is that the problem was never your thinking. The problem is a wound, and a wound does not respond to arguments. It responds to being named. Every human being is built for witness, not for applause, which is cheap and external, but for witness, the deep confirmation that someone true saw what it cost you. When a child does something brave, the first thing they do is look up to see if anyone was watching. That instinct never dies. It just goes underground. And when years pass without a single true witness to your sacrifices, the soul does something desperate to survive. It stops submitting evidence. It decides that if no one will testify for you, it will at least protect you from hoping, and hope deferred is the one pain it refuses to risk again. This is the witness wound, and you have been carrying it since long before you had words for it. The witness wound is not vanity. Hear me on this, because religious people will try to shame you for it. Needing a witness is not pride, it is design. There is a moment in the book of Acts when a Roman soldier named Cornelius, a man praying and giving in complete obscurity, an outsider with no standing, is visited and told something staggering. Your prayers and your gifts have come up as a memorial before God. The old language uses the word mnemosainon for memorial. It means a remembrance deliberately placed where it cannot be forgotten. Not a passing glance, a monument. Think about what that means. While Cornelius assumed he was invisible, a monument was being built out of his unwitnessed faithfulness. And when the timing was right, heaven interrupted history to tell him it had all been seen. He is the pattern for you. Now, maybe a part of you is already pushing back, saying this is beautiful, but it is probably not true. Feelings like this cannot be trusted. I want you to know that voice does not disqualify you. Skepticism is often what intelligence looks like after it has been disappointed too many times. I will not ask you to silence it. I will only ask it to explain one thing. Why? Are you still listening? Out of everything competing for your attention today, something in you chose to stay in this message about being seen. The part of you that stayed knows something the skeptic does not. David was in a field when the prophet came to anoint a king. His own father did not think to call him in. The candidate everyone forgot was the candidate heaven had already chosen, and the anointing found him in the middle of unwitnessed work, smelling like sheep. The pattern is consistent. The oil finds you in the field, not on the stage. So, if you are still here with me right now, several minutes deep into a message most people scrolled past, that is not casual behavior. That is recognition. And I have not even told you the part about this morning yet, the part from the title, the reason this found you today of all days. We are getting there, and the road passes through one more discovery, one that surprised me when I first learned it. Here is the part about this morning. When I say heaven recorded it this morning, I am not selling you a fantasy of angels with clipboards, and I will not pretend to know the furniture of eternity. What I know is this: the moment you woke up today, before you touched your phone, before you rehearsed your worries, there was a breath where you were simply a soul standing before God, and everything true about you was present in that breath, including the thing you did, including the entry you dismissed. This message, reaching you today, is not the recording, it is the notification. And notice what the notification is for. Not a warning, not a correction. Pride. The kind a father feels watching a child do something right when the child thinks no one is looking. That swelling in the chest, that has to find expression somewhere. If the idea that God could feel that about you makes you uncomfortable, sit with the discomfort. It is measuring exactly how long you have gone unwitnessed. You have felt what this witness starvation does to your soul. Now, I need to tell you what I learned about what it does to your mind, because this stunned me. Some years ago, I came across work coming out of research laboratories, connected to a discovery so significant it received the Nobel Prize, about the physical design of the human brain. A small team of neuroscientists, led by a doctor in New York who has spent over 20 years on this, found that something most of us lost was not lost through sin or laziness. It was taken, quietly, by the way modern life is built. I am going to tell you exactly what they found in a little while. For now, hold this question. What if the fog you fight every day was never a character flaw? Hold it, because first, you have to receive something. The witness you have been starving for is being offered to you right now, in this message. And receiving is an act, not a mood. Type, I receive the witness, in the comments if you are choosing to stop dismissing what heaven refused to dismiss. That phrase matters at this exact moment because reception is the hinge this whole message turns on. But I have not named you completely yet. You are not only a chosen one, there is a more specific name for what you carry. A role that explains why your assignments keep coming wrapped in invisibility. And that name changes how you move forward from tonight. It is coming before this message ends. First, let me make the ground we have covered perfectly plain. No imagery, no metaphor, because clarity is a form of kindness. Here is what you now know that you did not know minutes ago. Your inner court files evidence against you and loses testimony for you because of an unhealed wound, the witness wound, and not because your life has been worthless. Heaven keeps a second ledger, the unseen ledger, and the costly hidden things you wrote off are its favorite entries. Here is what you can do with that. Tonight, name one unseen act out loud and say, it counted. Do it nightly, and you will slowly retrain your soul to read from the right book. And here is who this makes you. You are the faithful one formed in hiddenness, like David in the field, like Cornelius in his house, the kind of person whose record precedes their reward. That is who you have been. Now the only question left is what carries the reward in, and whether the vessel it arrives to is ready. That question has an answer. And the answer is where everything turns. Dr. Roger Sperry received the Nobel Prize in 1981 for proving that the brain is two hemispheres designed to work as one, and that when they synchronize, the mind enters what researchers call whole brain activation. Clarity, creativity, insight, all of it flows when the two sides fire together. Here is the number that should stop you cold. Around 98% of young children test at creative genius level. Among adults, fewer than 1 in 1,000 still do. You were not born foggy. You were born lit. And modern life, the schooling, the screens, the stress, slowly pulled the two halves of you out of sync until the fog became so constant you stopped registering it as fog. That is not spiritual failure. It is physiological reality, and it explains why sincere people can pray faithfully and still feel like the signal is breaking up. A woman from California described trying everything her community offered: prayer, journaling, meditation, and always arriving at the same place. She believed the words, but could not feel the reality behind them. About 10 days after she found what I am about to describe, she said something cleared, like a blocked channel suddenly open. Not because she tried harder, because the receiver had been repaired. A man from Texas said it differently. Years of holding everything together for everyone else had left his inner life thin, and prayer felt like talking into a wall. 2 weeks in, he woke up with his mind finally running on all it was supposed to run on. The fog was simply gone. That is because of what the team I am about to describe spent years building. A group of neuroscientists, led by Dr. Daniel Barone, a neurologist in New York City, took over an hour of clinical neural sync technology, the kind used in specialized medical settings, and compressed it into an 8-minute targeted auditory sequence. 8 minutes a day, headphones on, eyes closed. That is the entire requirement. They call it the Genius Switch. It is not a meditation app and not a mood track. It is engineered from the research of Dr. Sperry to reconnect the two hemispheres and restore the whole brain activation that was your default state as a child. The Genius Switch is not for everyone. It is for the chosen one who has been faithful in the field for years and is willing to stop treating the fog as a character flaw and start treating it as something with a specific address. Colleagues told Dr. Barone it would be incredible value at $500, and compared to in-person neurofeedback at $300 an hour, they were right. It was released at $49 today. On the official page, it is $39. With it come 4 free gifts: a guided visualization from a top-rated creator, a grocery guide on foods that feed brain fog, a classic manifestation text over a century old, and a print of 5 habits for your ideal future, all covered by an unconditional money-back guarantee. Listen once or 80 times, and if it does not do for you what it has done for over 18,000 people, every dollar returns. One honest warning: if you search elsewhere for tracks with similar names, you will find them, and most carry no neural sync technology at all. The only verified source is the official page, and that is where the link in the description and in the pinned comment leads. If your spirit resonates, it is there. Read everything on the page first. What God has already placed near you becomes visible to a synchronized mind in a way the foggy mind keeps missing. And hear this plainly: the tool does not replace God. It does not obey for you or surrender for you. What God is doing in you was never conditional on any tool, but a restored receiver gives what he is doing more to land in. And the deeper current of this message is where we return now. Now the name I promised you. You are not just a chosen one, you are a recorded one. There are believers whose whole assignment happens on stages, and there are the rare ones whose assignment is carried out in rooms with no cameras, whose greatest victories will never trend, and whose file in heaven is thick with entries no human being has ever read. That is your lineage. The recorded one does not perform for the ledger. The recorded one lives from it. Let me show you what living from it looks like. Picture a morning about 6 months from now. You wake before the alarm, and before a single thought arrives, you notice something missing in your chest. The old ache of invisibility is not there. You did not argue it away. It simply stopped being fed. You move through the morning unhurried, and when you do a quiet right thing that nobody sees, you catch yourself smiling, because you know exactly where it went. That version of you is not in another universe. The gap between you and them is not talent, and it is not time. It is witness received instead of witness starved, and you began closing that gap tonight. Every evening you name one entry from the unseen ledger, the gap narrows. Every morning you rise already counted, the gap narrows again. This is not wishful thinking. It is the slow, certain arithmetic of a soul learning to read its true record. Before I speak the final words over you, I want to give you the practice, so close your eyes if you can do that safely right now. Take one slow breath and picture a small ledger resting in light, open to a page with your name at the top. Watch a hand that is not yours. Write one line, the thing you did, the thing you dismissed. Now hear this. What you called a small thing, heaven called a costly thing, and it was never once forgotten. As that lands, notice the warmth that gathers behind your ribs. That warmth is your body agreeing with the record. Return to that page any night you feel invisible. In a moment, I am going to speak a declaration over you, and I need you present for it, because words spoken over a soul at the right moment become architecture. This is that moment. Father, we pause here, grateful, not for applause that never came, but for the witness that never left the room. You saw the field years, you saw the swallowed words, and the kept promises. Nothing was wasted and nothing was lost. So now, recorded one, put down what you have carried. Picture the weight of every unwitnessed year gathered into a single stone in your hands. Feel its edges, how familiar it is, how long you have held it. Now, open your hands and let it fall. You do not need to carry proof anymore. The proof was never your burden to carry. And stand in this. I am seen when no one is looking. I am recorded where nothing is erased. I am the one whose hidden faithfulness reached heaven before my name reached any room. I am not behind. I am written ahead. I am the recorded one, and what was written this morning is already unfolding. If that declaration is yours, seal it now. Type, I am seen, and sent in the comments, because a declaration witnessed becomes a covenant. And if someone came to your mind while you listened, someone faithful and invisible and tired, send this to them gently, so it reaches the one it was recorded for. Gently press like, so it can travel farther than either of us. You came into this message dismissing what you did. You leave it knowing the truth. It counted, it was seen, it was written, and so it is with everything you thought was lost. Amen.